What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on Cultivated. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for you. Welcome into another week here, and I'm excited to come with my beautiful co-host, Savannah. How are you?
Good.
Excited to be here?
Always.
Always. I'm trying to, if you're watching this on YouTube, trying to get the mic set up here. The last episode, my whole face was covered for the most part, which most people probably liked, but trying to get this thing dialed in. We're probably going to end up moving studios here in a little bit and getting it. We haven't built this one out yet. You've seen we just have like a gray wall behind us because this is probably not going to be our permanent studio. We're probably going to move somewhere else. So we're going to see what happens with that. But, man, what a week. What a week. I know we say that a lot, but
I think we start out every show saying that.
Yeah,
honestly.
Probably. But we traveled this week.
Yeah, you did.
2 weeks into setting up hard, by the way. So we will go ahead and get that out of the way. You can skip through that. That will be our kind of weekly flow here. If you don't like setting up hard and don't care about it, you can skip it in the beginning. So we are. Let's see how far.
16 days.
Is that
Real
camera
time.
crooked? I think that camera's crooked. If you're watching this real time, so you're gonna have to carry the show here so I can fix this camera.
So crazy.
You can carry it.
I'm about to just watch you fix this and throw stuff around, I guess. I thought you had all that set up.
This does not look level at all.
Did it change in between when you did it and when we started recording?
I don't think it was good.
Well, then there you go.
I don't think it was good when we started the show. But now it's dialed. So anyway, we had end of 2 weeks. So no harder, right? We ended that today. And so we're day 15. This is day 15, I think, right? Yeah, we just finished. Real time. We just finished 16. Day 15, going into 16. So super excited for that. It wasn't a super fun week with it. We have not gotten into a good habit yet. And so it's not a part of our.
I kind of was telling him that I don't know that.
Yeah, there's some validity to
this habit because the way it looks every day is different, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like every single day, there's no rhythm or pattern to it. It's just how can we fit this in our day today? And while after 21 days that will feel easier, it'll be the norm to do that. It won't logistically get any easier because days still ebb and flow, routines, are only so structured. So it's we will have been doing it for the time it takes to create a habit, but nothing about this is the same every day other than what you physically accomplish.
Yeah, the schedules, we're not able to get a schedule dialed in really. Just there's so many variables on a day right now.
I mean, there's half of it that we can, right? The workout in the early morning, we have pretty consistently been able to do that. But the outdoor portion of it is just hit or miss. Because
it just depends. We have young kids. They get Tate can't stay in the stroller every single day for 45 minutes. So we're having to balance that a little bit. Try to get it in some days with kids, some days without kids, and so that adds a challenge to it. But it's good. It's going good. We are making progress. I feel good. You feel good. This is your second. This will be your second progress pick, correct?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
So, progress, yes. You take an initial pick starting. So
so your third picture.
Yeah.
But second weekend. So that is one thing we changed. We're not doing daily progress pictures. We're doing weekly. I just don't see
the benefit of a daily photo.
I mean, it would be cool to put them all together and just go through them real quick.
If you take a photo in the exact same spot, in the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that in me. We take a weekly one. And I take it in the same spot, but yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. There's already a difference seen. So excited the disciplines are there. It just, again, like we talked about last week, it just shows you how much time you have in a day.
Not a lot.
Yeah, we don't have any extra time for sure now.
No.
But before this, you got a lot of extra time, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're at with it. But moving on, I went to Cape Coral this week, to Florida. It's south of Fort Myers, and it was a great week down there for a Leanscaper conference. Leanscaper is a business development software, is essentially the best way I can put it for you guys that don't know anything about what we're doing there. It is an AI platform that is going to change our industry, and it will change the trade industry as a whole in the next 5 to 10 years. AI is here. It's not just coming, it's here. And so we're just really trying to embody that and take that and run with it in our business. But the founder of Leanscaper founded our software that we use and is just a true mentor and a friend. And so excited to go. We love going to those. We get to podcast at those. So we do 4 a year, and they travel. I think Savannah's going to come with me to the next one. She doesn't know it yet, but
I didn't know that. I don't even know where it is. Do you know
Chicago.
where it is?
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. When is it?
June. So
Interesting.
yeah, I think we're gonna figure out a way to let you come to that one. So I'm excited. They're fun. They really are great conferences. They're busy. They're packed. It's 2 full days, like 8 to 5 both days. We podcast in that time as well. So like when people are on lunch breaks and stuff, like we're usually me and a couple other buddies are doing some podcasting. So we don't just get like a bunch of free time by any stretch, but it's good going to dinner, hanging out, and things like that. Just talking with people who are like-minded, trying to grow businesses and grow their lives. But today's topic, what I want to dive into, anything pressing, anything like anything out there that's like worthy of a topic.
I don't think so. Nothing crazy.
Discussion worthy. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is it is going to be, and again, guys, look, when we talked about this show when we launched it, it's going to be heavy. We're going to talk about our faith along the way. It's going to be part of it. It's not going to be all just Christian talk every single week. We're going to talk about it, right? Because this is the foundations, the beginning stages of like us building our family. We have a 3-year-old real time and a 1-year-old real time. If you're listening.
Wait, no, we don't. We have an 11-month-old.
Okay. We have a 3-month-old real time and an 11.5-month-old.
Well, he's not one.
And
we
are figuring it out. Like we're figuring out parenthood, right? Yeah. And so we're figuring out what it's like to parent, what it's like to be married and parent, grow a marriage, sustain a marriage, do all those things. And so what I want to talk about, though, is a key foundation in our marriage that really, like, truly we lacked for a while. And it was tough. It created a lot of not heartache. It created just a lot of hard times, unknowingly, I think. And that is finding a church family and how to do that, how we did it, kind of like some key things you should look for. Just a full conversation around this topic. So
yeah,
take it away.
Take it away.
Take it away. It's all on you.
Talk
to me about. Well, you intro us into like our story. Let's walk back through our story a little bit and like share our story of church hopping a little bit before we landed like where we're at now and just kind of that journey.
Yeah,
and we can go all the way back to like our childhoods too.
Yeah, well, we don't need to go super far back.
Give a little bit of foundation though, because it plays into the story. I'll get the foundation, then you can go, because I want you to know where I'm trying to go with this.
I think
Savannah and I were raised very differently,
yeah.
Right? So I was raised in a more traditional church, smaller, like hymnal music, right? Piano, maybe a guitar here and there. That's it. Savannah was raised in a more contemporary church, larger, just. At the end of the day, just more contemporary. That's the best word for it. A little more casual, a little more relaxed settings. And so, always in theologically sound churches, biblically sound, like preaching the truth, but just different styles of churches.
Yeah.
So when we started dating, that was definitely a thing, right? Like 100% it was a thing.
Yeah.
That we had to deal with and work through and manage, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy, but we did it. Yeah. And that's where you can come in and take it away. That's the backstory that you needed.
We had also gotten to a point where we were on when we started dating, we were on pretty polar opposite ends. Like at that time, I was going to a church that was like very modern. Like, I mean,
Ridgecrest?
No.
Oh, 180?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Which like I don't have
that was such a short time in life.
I have nothing negative to say about any of the churches that we're going to talk about if you are relatively local. But yes,
100% the opposite of what I was going to though.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
It would be hard to be more polar opposite.
Yeah, and just for some more reference, I mean the church that you were in or have been raised in, again, like just very traditional. Like I don't know if you hymn like songs out of
hymnals. We already talked about that.
Like most women wear dresses majority of the time, which I'm There's nothing wrong with anything that we're saying. We're just talking about, these are just strictly preferences, which don't change people's salvation. So like, I'm not saying that anyone or anything is right or wrong in this scenario. Just difference of opinion. So that's kind of where we were at. And it was hard because another thing about you that I don't think we've really talked about up until kind of this point, you for a long time were pretty set that your way was the way. Like what you...
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying church. I'm saying like in general. You liked like your decision. I mean, most people do. Like they make a decision. They think it's the right one.
I was very confident in what I was doing at that point, yeah.
Yes, and you're
and
pretty
the reason behind why we were doing it.
Set in it.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood from pretty early on that like there was no getting you to come with me. If we want to go to church together, I was going to go with you. Would you agree or disagree?
Correct, yeah. In that setting, 100%.
Yeah. And so dating, we went to church together. I mean, almost the whole time we were dating.
Mm-hmm.
I went to church with you. And
which would have been from 2017 to 2020, essentially.
When we got married, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 4 years. Yeah, 3.
Did we, was Highlands after we got married?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it was fine. Like, I have nothing negative to say. Like,
great people.
People were so kind
great
to me, like,
environment,
welcomes me into the church. Like, we make,
it was my childhood church.
Yeah, like, his childhood friends go to this church. Like, they were all very welcoming to me, very kind. Like, we had that was a fun time in life. Like, we got to spend a lot of time with them. But as we got closer to getting married, I just was like kind of longing for something that felt more familiar to me. And not that there was not there's anything wrong, but I was just like, this just was not how I was raised. And I just was like,
the simple way to put it is like, that setting was home for me.
Yeah.
That setting was the opposite of home for you. The same way that if I would have gone to church with you when we first started dating, that was the opposite of home for me.
And it was home for me. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was like we had to find somewhere in the middle.
I do think that there was an aspect of me that always felt a little bit fish out of water.
It was not home.
It's
okay to say that.
Yeah, it's not anything to do with the people or the content of the church, like what was being preached. It was just like the environment, which comes down to preference, which is what we talked about. So, we started having some really hard conversations of like, I think that we need to find somewhere that fits us both.
We also were moving 30 minutes away. That was also part of it.
Yes, which let's keep in mind the whole time I lived in this city.
Yeah,
I was driving back and forth.
But my life was in where we were going to church.
Yeah.
My business was there. Like everything we did, everything I did was there.
The house that you lived in was 5 minutes from the church.
Correct.
When you were living at home. So, I start kind of like asking you, like, can we find somewhere that's going to be more towards both of us? Like it's our church, like not because again, like to a degree,
it was my church and you were just there.
Yeah, I was with him there. And so wanted to find somewhere for both of us, and we were searching for some like community too, and because we had friends there.
We were also in a lot of we were in different stages of life.
Nobody else was getting married at that time.
There was one couple, but they were
where
were they living? They were living.
They were there. She just wasn't here yet.
That's right. She didn't move till they got married. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just were like, we want to find like people that are in this season with us. And so honestly, we decided like we left. Like I don't even know how you say that. We didn't like.
Yeah, we started looking.
We started looking for other churches, and we did not have any type of game plan. We were like, well, we'll just try this, and we'll try here.
Which was after we got married, and we'll come back. Like, so here's what I want to do, guys. Just stick with it. We're gonna keep walking through the story, and then we're gonna come back and break it down. Because if I start breaking it down now, we'll never get through it.
Yeah. So
continue through the story, but we're gonna come back, and you're gonna hear more of like do's and don'ts, goods and bads about this.
So honestly, I don't think we had any rhyme or reason for the first few months. Like we just went to a place a couple times and then we were like, yeah, this is it, or yeah, this isn't it. Like we tried several places around, and
I'll talk about where we went. I mean, when we first got married, we went to Grace for most of it.
yeah, that was easy. That was easy.
It was easy. That's where her
my
parents went to church
there.
It was
close to us. We really didn't have a reason to not. Like it was just like, well, we know some
we got
people
married
here.
in May of 2020. I messed my hand up in May of 2021.
We were there,
and we had been there that entire time. We were still there when that happened.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah, see, I forget this stuff.
Yeah, we were there for at least a year and a half.
A year?
Mm-hmm. We may have been on the way out when that happened. I think we were on the way out when that happened.
I don't remember being a year. That's crazy.
Yep.
But I feel like that just goes to say that we never got plugged in, like at all. For us to have been there almost a year.
And the timeline is so long ago.
It's so blurry to me.
I think maybe we went to. I think we went to Highlands.
Long story short.
Yeah.
We floated like this for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And struggled really to find somewhere for that long. The longest stint of us going somewhere was probably Church of the Highlands, which if you
Grace was longer, but yes,
really,
yeah, Grace was longer for sure.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to sit here and hash this out. But
I remember the time. The timeline was we started going to Highlands when we started dating. When we were dating. We were going to Highlands when we were dating. We went there when we got married. Then we went to Grace. That's what it was. Okay. Grace was after that.
I'm not.
We should have lined our story up before we started.
We should have because I need to argue that, but I'm not going to do it on the air because it really doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Long story short.
We started going more towards churches that I grew up with.
Correct. Yes.
Just because, honestly, they're easier to find. Honestly, I mean,
yeah.
And I was missing that, and
we had friends going to a couple of those.
Yeah. So we went to church with friends. Our thing with Highlands.
We also got married in the middle of COVID, by the way. Church was out. Our first 6 months.
Yeah.
Probably 3 months. Churches weren't really back in yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was part of it.
Yeah. But I think a thing that we felt about Grace was there wasn't a ton of people.
Same thing, stage of life
yeah. That we were like, again, and it's not the content. We need friends. Like we need people that are doing this too. So I think we went to Highlands.
Maybe, yeah.
Doesn't matter. That wasn't not there, but it was like so there that it was hard to find a place.
Yeah.
So we went for a while with some family friends of ours that were also going, but we never joined a small group. And I think that's like your key.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it was Grace in there.
I think it was because we were going
there. That was the gap before Evan Jack. Yeah.
Because we went to Disney. Like we went to the women's conference that week. Anyways.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we enjoyed it. Looking back, like that was never going to be long term for us.
I think deep down we knew that too.
I think deep down the whole time I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting him to go to the church with me. That's nothing like where he went. I'm going to ride this as long as I can. Yeah. Cause I was like, I did love it. I missed some like meat and I missed like community. But we didn't know where to go. So, anyways, then I don't even remember how we started. We realized, I think you finally said, this isn't going to work anymore. Like, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah. Well, we got into, I don't know. I don't remember how we got invited to Garner's.
That was April of 22. I'll never forget it because I was exactly 20 weeks pregnant.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember how. I don't remember how we got there though. But
well, we'd been going.
We must have been going to church,
for a little while.
So the church where Savannah grew up, right? And so the easy thing was like, why didn't you go back there? They left when Savannah was a kid.
The church that I grew up in is the biggest church in our city.
Correct.
Yes or
and
no?
it's also not the same church that it was when you grew up either.
Correct.
Like
I don't think I have any problem saying this. I didn't have like the best experience there as a child.
Yeah.
And that's, hope it's okay to say, part of the reason that we left the church at that time. And so it was very hard for me to like think about going back because a lot of the same people were there. And I was anxious about what that was going to feel like. Also, I've talked about this before. I was homeschooled. And so it was like, I kind of made myself like I was the weird homeschool kid. And so it was I don't know how I felt. I was like, I don't know that we should go back because I don't know what that's going to feel like for me every week to like be surrounded by people that I like halfway know that may or may not remember me, but they're all still there. And so I was like, I don't even know if we're going to have a place because if it's all the same people, then it's just going to be deja vu, you know? And so we were pretty hesitant, or I was. It was also extremely close to where we were living, though. So
45 seconds.
Was it Abby and Austin? Like, did we just go with them?
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
I guess we just,
because her parents
best
went there.
friend,
His parents went there.
In college at that time. They went there.
They moved back
with her in-laws.
That's what it was. They moved back from Tuscaloosa.
Okay. And they were going there and we're like, well, we'll go there. We'll just go sit in service.
Yeah. And then they knew Garner's. That's what it was.
Well, I've known Jeff, but like I didn't.
Yeah, but you were not he didn't invite you there.
You know who invited us? Zane and Kayla.
Oh yeah, because we went to dinner with them that night.
Yes, I think we were like trying to, and I don't even I wish so badly that I like remember these details, but I don't. And
that is true. I forgot about that.
Saw some people that like I'd grown up with. That they ended up getting married, and I think they told us about this small group that met on Thursday nights at somebody's house who I remember who was like he worked for the church. He was
youth leader.
Yes. No.
He was. Yes, he was. He was Austin's youth leader. Not when you were there.
Okay, we're gonna have like these details don't matter.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're not gonna sit here and argue about who was what.
Yeah. Continue.
We go for the first time.
That silence. That silence just cut through people right there.
Do you want to take it away?
No, I'm listening to you. Go.
We go to the small group, and it was awkward. It was so awkward. And not because anybody was ugly to us, but I was like, this.
There were people there that you knew. Like
that I knew of. That's the thing about this town.
You weren't like close enough.
I was never close enough to anybody, but like I knew people's names.
You said that. You said it because you were you were the homeschooler, right?
Yeah, and it was always this like, well, I kind of know who they are, but like, did they know who I am? Because
that's always weird.
Everybody knows everybody here, but if you don't go to school, it's like, do they know you? So, anyways, it was just weird. But I remember being like, we have to stick with it. Mm-hmm. Like we have to stick with it. Because I halfway knew enough people to where I felt okay going back. I was also very pregnant. I mentioned that, 20 weeks. And we were pretty adamant. Like, we're going to find some people before we have this baby. Mm-hmm. We stuck with the Thursday nights. We did not have like a Sunday school class at that point. We would still just like go to the service on Sundays and leave. But we were going to the Thursday night class. Up. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. So I was 37 weeks pregnant. They started a Sunday school class. So we go and we're excited. I'm like, okay, this is going to be so good. Like it's people that I knew. And like at that point we had like gained some, friends. It had been from April to August. So like we'd gone through the summer and this would be good. And it was some people that I knew and another couple that we had no idea who they were. And we're like, well, we'll try it out. Like they're going to whatever. So we go for 3 weeks. I have Jack, and we dropped off the face of the earth.
We didn't go back for 17 months.
We dropped off the face of the earth, and that's on postpartum anxiety, but we don't have to go on that route. But I remember, so it was that August that we stopped going. We went to the church this whole time. And then in January of 24, we had a women's conference at church. And my friend Abby and I went, not with a group. We had very inconsistently sprinkled in some up until that point, into our community, small group class. And literally,
But we can still say we were part of the OGs.
we were part of the
there
OG.
the
We were
first
there
day.
the first day. Sure were.
We missed a year in the middle, but
yeah, like literally a year. It's fine. We were there and we were like sitting around the girls that were in the class, and we went to leave. And again, like none of us will ever forget it because it's just so crazy. Our friend, who's now like literally one of my closest friends, chased us out. It was like, just want you to know, like, nobody thinks it's weird if y'all want to come back. Like, we both had been in and out of class for so long that she was like, it's not going to be weird if you come back. Like, we just would, love if y'all come. And so I was kind of like, at first I was like, oh, okay. That's so weird, but okay. Not really, but we started going back.
Listen to that.
We started going back. You can take this away. I feel like I'm just making no sense.
No, it's good. I mean, sum it up. We started going back in 2023, and we haven't missed a beat since then.
24.
22, 24, January of 24.
Yeah.
And haven't missed a beat since then. So
Yeah.
we're into 26 now. It has been really, really good. But
oh my gosh, we've been going for 2.5 years consistently.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Doesn't even feel that long.
Does it not feel that long at all?
Yeah.
Whoa. Anyway, sorry.
So that's a crazy journey of like our church story, right? And we could go on to that for hours on end. What I kind of wanted to get into today is like the good and the bad of that. So go back, right? That's literally gets us up to today, essentially.
Yeah.
Like we got in our small group. Small group is really well. It's a bunch of like-minded people. Transparently, it is a bunch of people that are not from this city that we did not grow up with,
or that were here,
They all moved here,
all
essentially.
left and then have come back.
Correct. Like they're not old high school friends or anything like that. Like they essentially like it's a whole new group of people, and so that's been really really just like sweet in a sense of a community that really wants to grow and learn and dive deeper. And we're all in the same stage of life. When we started the class, there was one other kid or two other kids.
No. There were like 4.
Not that first day. I guess like if the people that were in there now, the kids were alive, the humans were alive.
Yeah.
There were like 4 humans alive when the class started.
Yeah.
From the people who are in it now. So Jack was probably the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th, something like that.
Yeah.
Now,
gosh,
3.5 years later,
30.
There are 30 plus kids in this class.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. It's just craziness.
I know.
But that's just proof that like we're in the same stage of life.
Yeah.
So it's married from 20 to 40 age gaps, but everybody has toddlers, right? Everybody has young kids. And so that is what puts you like, man, that is what just humbles you like no other. So that's been really sweet, getting to see and be around that. And we've just poured into the church from top to bottom, preschool ministry to everything else. Like all of it's a huge preschool ministry at the church, tons and tons of kids. The church is good size. It's not massive. It's not a mega church by any stretch. I think there's like a 3,000 member list.
We run like 15,
there's probably 1,500 on Sundays between 2 services. So it is a big church, but it feels small now that we're in it, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because like we're literally the last ones out of the church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Like they're locking the doors and we're walking out. So that's fun. All of our kids run around. And so moral of the story is like find a good church, right? Now I want to go back and debrief a little bit of this in our journey and talk about why, like good things, bad things that would have changed, and then talk about the church specifically. Go back to that, hey, we need to go find a different church, right? When we're going into marriage. Huge flag, check mark, bad, X, big X. Don't do that. Do not do that. Have a plan in place before you get married, please. And if you're not married, if you're married, which most of you listening probably are married, try to get on the same page about what you want to do about a church before you start, either before you leave where you're currently attending or before you even start trying to go attend somewhere. And my reason for that is like, we did not have a good plan set going into marriage. And so it took us 2 years to find a place that we were both comfortable with. But that's like 2 years. Those were 2 years of us like learning to live together and learning how to love each other and how to connect with each other and how to communicate with a spouse, right? Like those were very, very, very transformative years in our marriage that I would say, like, think about how differently the first 3 years of our marriage would have gone had we been in a Sunday school class like we're in now.
Yeah.
Going into that.
Yeah,
right?
no, I agree. I think that another thing that you have to think about, though, is like the spiritual growth that happened in those 2 years that like got us to a place of being like, no, we need a good church. Like
I don't know how much spiritual growth happened. I would say that like we went backwards in a sense.
Well, I mean,
we realized we needed it. Like we got to the point where we realized we needed it.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say.
No,
like,
I just feel like we're not in the place that we were at the beginning of our marriage versus when we were like really seeking to find that.
No, no, 1,000,000% no. But a lot of that seeking to find was because of like just the day-to-day issues that we were having, like of you needing to find community and like literally like feeling depressed because we just weren't with people and we didn't have a place that we could go call home, and like we had no community outside of.
Yeah, that was really
like
hard.
You were working night shift at this point.
Yeah,
for the whole first part of our marriage, for the first year, like
that was
it was a crazy time in our life to not be in a church plugged in.
Yeah, that was,
and the fact that we made it through this unscathed is really a miracle. It really is when you think about it. Continue.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it was crazy. Like I always had that in the back of my mind. Like we need to find a church. Like we need to get really plugged in. Like we need to have a community of people that know us and that we know them, because that is how I was raised. I was not raised to be like half in and just attend and leave on. You know what I mean? Like,
but like you had gone to college.
Yeah.
And then you came back to a church that you were like kind of helping with from your friend who was a youth pastor there.
Yeah.
Like, so you had kind of fallen out of it. We never had small groups or anything like that. I did Sunday school on Sunday mornings. That was it.
Because that was
totally, I didn't know what that was like
until you become a young adult.
Yeah.
It's kind of done for you. Correct. Community is done for you. And so I was like, well, I don't know how to create this. Like, I don't know how to go out and find the community that I want to be part of or that I need, because I've never had to do that. It's always just been like handed to me.
I would say we really fell into a really bad spiral of like almost cultural Christianity, like go to church on Sundays.
100% we did. Like, 100% we did.
We'd go to church, check a box, move on, go eat lunch. Literally. Like that was what it was, right? Like, and guys, if you want a good book to read The Unsaved Christian by Dean and Sarah. One of the best books you'll ever read. Explains and defines our area of the country to a T, a capital T, of cultural Christianity and what that looks like. But we were 100%, that's what we were doing. And so, I say that like, it's amazing we made it through there, like this unscathed. It is. Like we have no big scars we carry with us from those 2 years.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really like fell off the deep end. We didn't go and do anything like bad or wrong. Like we got in a not a good habit, right?
Yeah.
But we still kept some moral compass, essentially.
Well, because we were still saved.
Correct, 100%. And we were still in church. But it's still like, looking back now, seeing what we have now and feeling what we have now, knowing we didn't have it for so long.
Yeah.
Is just like, whoa. Okay,
right.
Like thank you, God. Literally, thank you, God, for not letting us just like fall into some trial that we didn't know we were going to be in or something.
And then not have anybody around us.
Correct. And so, all that to say, got in a good group. It's been great. Like-minded people. When it comes to the actual physical church, though, if you made it to 38 minutes of the show, this is where the meat and potatoes are, is no church is perfect.
Oh, gosh.
There's no perfect church.
No.
There will never be one that checks every single box for you and every single box for your spouse. It won't happen. Give it up. It's a pipe dream. It will never happen.
Well, it's because we're humans.
Correct.
And we live in a sinful world, and everyone like nothing's perfect.
Well, and
so.
everybody just has different opinions too. So it's like
Right.
Savannah mentioned earlier, like it was my way or the highway back then, right? Like I was set, like this was the only way. And again, look, there's no need to sit here and preface all this. Everyone, I'll have a conversation with anybody. If anybody local listens to this, come talk to me about my feelings or whatever I'm saying here, right? I'll explain it for you. But the way that the way that I was raised, the church I was raised in, was essentially like it was this way, and if you weren't doing it this way, it was wrong. That's the way it was, at least.
That's how you felt.
That's how it was felt. That's how it comes across, right?
Yeah.
And coming from the outside looking in, it felt that way.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were the outside coming in, it felt that way, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I had been ingrained in my whole life. And again, I would not change a thing about my childhood. Nothing. There's nothing that I would change about it because it's made me into who I am today.
Right.
There's a lot of things along the way that I've like probably said and done that I would wish I could change, but that just is what it is, right?
In the way you were raised, not in things that you have done. Yeah.
No, there's things that I've said and done due to the way that I was raised that I probably would change.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But again, it just is what it is. And so, but here's the truth of the matter, right? So those things that we're talking about, like it's not going to be perfect. It was my way or the highway. I felt like that was the only way. The church I was in, theologically sound 100%.
Yeah.
Biblically sound to a T, right? People that loved and cared on me and Savannah and our families and still do. Still have some of my best friends are from there, right?
Yes.
Will always be for life. Literally the other day, like saw one on a plane coming home from Florida and they took me home from the airport. Like that is the kind of people, shirt off your back, like could not be more thankful for them and the roles they've played in my life and the relationships that we continue to have with that, right? So again, no negative talk. It's just like that is where we were at, and it took me getting out of that a little bit and seeing it from a different point of view because I'd been raised in a Christian school, right? There was again very similar circles, very similar walks of life, and it's all good. Like it is good things, and we focused on good things, but there were things that I think that we missed with a lot of other people along the way that potentially we like wrote off good people because it wasn't done the way that we thought it should be done. And so it took a long time of like us getting out and expanding because like when we we'll skip all the other churches, right? Let's just go to First Baptist where we are now. We'll skip the limbo phase. Going here, I was like, the preaching is different. The preaching is a 20-minute sermon, 25-minute sermon, and we're in and out. We check 5 boxes and we move on. The music is different, like all these things. And again, it was different, right? And it challenged me and made me be like, okay, what is the reason you're getting upset about this? What is the reason you're judging this? What is the reason that you don't want to do this, right? And at the end of the day, if you stop and you sit back and you look and say, theologically sound, biblically sound, check mark, right? That is the case where we are. People that love and want to serve the Lord, check mark. Yes, they are. Now, here's the thing. Back it up, right? You're never going to get to, and I'll tell you one of the big things of mine is like, especially that stage of life that we were in was like college life, college students. Like you see what happens on Snapchat and Instagram and social media during the week. And then on the weekend, those people come home and go to church. Yeah. Right. And so a lot of those people go to this church. Like we see these things. We see, you just know things. And so that obviously puts a damper on things too, from a judgmental point of view of like, well, if they're going to doing this and coming to this church, something's off, right? Well, no, not necessarily, because one of the hardest things probably one of the things that took me the longest to realize is like, it's a very simple thing to understand too. You only need to worry about yourself.
This was I was literally going to talk about this because I feel like we spent a long time having this conversation. And it took a long time, I think, for you to be like, yeah. Now, is it, like you said, is that good? That
doesn't give those kids an excuse, right?
But is that happening everywhere?
Correct, everywhere. In the same church that I was in.
Yeah.
There's people that get up, sing in the choir, read a Bible verse, show up every week, go live like the world every other day of the week. Right?
Yeah.
They just put on a different face and a different front.
That's where, like you're saying, is like you only know you your heart and your standing and
Correct.
your desire and your place with the Lord. Like, it's not your place to be looking to the left and to the right and being like, well, are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they showing up the way they're supposed to? What are they doing when they leave here? Well, what are you doing when you leave here? What is your heart saying?
Yeah.
What is your, like, what does that say about you that that's where your focus is? You know what I'm saying?
Because what they're doing is not, it's not like, it doesn't tie back necessarily to what the preacher's saying,
No.
right? Just because they go make that decision in their own life. But now, again, I will say, if you are looking at a church right now, and we have friends that are looking at churches and figuring that out in that stage of life, like, we've had these conversations, theologically sound, biblically sound. Got to check the boxes, right? That has to be checked, top of the list.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot go somewhere that does not line up with what the Bible says. If they don't teach and preach that, you got to go. Even if they check every other box. If that one's not there,
Yeah.
got to go. Doesn't count, right? So if that one's checked, then we start getting down into some other areas. And like, for me, one of the biggest things that I look at is the pastor. Like, that is the face of the church. They are the representation of literally of Christ in that church. They are preaching from the pulpit, teaching, sharing Christ's words through the Bible to his flock, right? He's the shepherd. The pastor's the shepherd, and he's leading the flock, which is the church, the members of the body. And so that's where I go secondly, personally. I don't know if you have anything that goes differently or you think differently, but like, I go theologically sound. I go, all right, let's check the pastor. And in the beginning, I'll probably like, let's look at the preaching. That was a flawed way of thinking as well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go to the
because
pastor
if it's
first
theologically,
now.
biblically sound,
Correct.
then they're not going to be saying
It's a
anything
style
that's wrong.
that you may not
it's a
like.
style. And then
Which is okay, by the
also-
way. If you don't like something and doesn't resonate with what you want, it's okay to go somewhere. It's just that can't, like, you got to be careful.
Well, you
making
should have
that
your
decision.
non-negotiables.
Correct.
And then
And that's
after
not
that,
non-negotiable.
Right. But the whole preaching thing, you know, when you, this is what's hard, is like, we can talk about all these things, like worship styles, preaching styles, like the order of events in the service, or like how long certain things go, or the way the church does certain things. But like, if you just keep getting caught up in like the it's not surface, I don't even know, like a cosmetic almost type things, like, what does that say about your heart and what you are looking for when you walk in the door?
Yeah. You're looking
What
to
are
prove
you
something
looking
wrong.
for when you walk in the door? Are you looking to humbly worship and like dive into God's word and hear more about his preaching, or like he listens to the preaching and have a encounter with the Holy Spirit? Or are you looking to see how it, you know, likens to what you want? You know what I mean?
Yes, correct. And so if you're there to, again, further like your personal walk, then those aren't the things you're looking at. They're not.
Yeah.
You're focused on how can you grow? What can you get? Like, it sounds like a selfish way, but like, what can I get out of this? Like, how is the Lord going to work
Right.
in me here in this place?
Yeah.
Right? Is he present? So when I say look at a pastor, I say like, look at how they present themselves, right? And look at their life outside of church. And that's just the fact of the matter. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a pastor's kid, right? Like, my dad had a light on him wherever he went. Our family had a light on us wherever we went, right? If we ever went out to eat, and he was a pastor in a
Also,
very small town.
Did we ever like make the small disclaimer that the church that we're talking about is not your, like, you went to a different church. You did not attend
when I
the
turned,
church that your dad pastored.
when I reached youth group age, 15, 16, I could drive essentially, is when I started going to my childhood friends, which was the church that my dad grew up going to with his dad.
Yeah.
Like,
So the old church that we've been talking about
was
this whole
all, like,
time is
family.
not Jeremiah's.
No, it's not my dad's
church.
no,
It's a
there was
different
no
church.
youth group at all where my dad was preaching at that time. So
Yeah.
I went and went there at youth, but we always had a light on us. Like, we always had wherever we went. And so, like, and I can truly say that, like, I cannot recall a time where my dad let down his witness in public. I can't think of a time. And that is not easy to say. It's not easy to do. It's one of the things that, like, I would say, like, I'm the most proud about is I don't know of a time that I look and say, like, oh yeah, he really showed his butt there. Again, I was a kid for a lot of it. Like, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he messed up. And everyone does. We're all human. But that's what I sit and look at. And like our pastor now, he will sit here and tell you if he listened to the show, and I talk to him multiple times throughout the week now, like working there and stuff. Like we actually talk a pretty good bit. He would sit here and tell you he is not the most dynamic speaker in the world. He doesn't like to speak from stage. Like he actually does. He's literally speaks because he feels the call to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I actually hate this. I hate public speaking.
Yeah.
But he does it because he's called to do it. And so he is not the most dynamic speaker. It is a 25 to 30 minute message. But it's very well thought out, and it's very well intentional. It's very intentional. I think the Lord speaks to him in these messages. He guides his words. It's
rooted in Scripture.
It all, again, it's all biblically sound, right?
Yeah.
But again, that was different. I grew up in 50-minute to 60-minute messages, right? Like that's just how I grew up, and so going from 50 to 60-minute messages, not the whole service, 50 to 60-minute messages, preaching, going from that to 45 to 50-minute entire services, that was an adjustment. I was like, well, we're not doing it as good, or we're not as holy, like we're not as Christian.
This isn't as good. It's not as
exactly.
long.
This isn't as good because we're not doing it as long. Yeah. Which a lot of that again was just like immaturity. I was 20 years old, right? Like that's what a lot of that was.
Yeah.
But it's just tough. Like I sit here and I say like, can't think of a time when my dad did that. I can tell you right now, like our pastor now leads like arguably I've never seen. We have 1,500 people there on Sundays. He parks his truck on the furthest parking spot he could be in, right, and walks the furthest that he could walk to get in church. Other people get in.
He never introduces himself as pastor.
It's one of my favorite things. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things. Savannah knows, like, whenever he ever introduces himself from stage, he walks up, and there's 25, 30 people on staff at the church probably.
At least.
He walks up and says, hey, I'm Buddy. I'm a team member here.
Yeah.
Like, he's the pastor of the largest church in the city. He was the president of the Southern Baptist Association. And he says, hey, I'm Buddy. I'm a team member here.
Yeah.
Like, he could title his way to the top if he wanted to, but he doesn't.
Right.
And, like, that speaks all that I need to know right there. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all that you have to tell me. That tells me everything I need to know about a person, how much they like to talk with themselves. Yeah. And if they use my and I or we and me. I mean, we and us. Yeah. Right? Like, we and us sound a lot better to me because they're building a team. Right? And they don't rely on just themselves. We have a town of 25,000 people live here, something like that. Oh, yeah, okay. One of our big events, the church is a massive sponsor for, goes and runs. It was a 4th of July event or something. There's 4 or 5 a year. And it goes late, food trucks, vendors, 20,000 people there, right? The next morning at 6 a.m., he was out on the side of the road picking up trash from the night before, right? Yeah. No one ever knows that unless you see him out there. But again, our church was one of the biggest sponsors there. I think they were like the presenting sponsor. So like our church was all over that place, all over the name. Everything that we do is a representation of the church, right? Look at what the leader of the church is doing. Yeah. That tells me all I needed to know right there.
Yeah. So, pastor.
So the pastor's the second thing.
Yeah, I think kind of quickly, as we've been talking about this for a while, 2 other things for me, depending on your stage of life, are kids. Like, your kids need to feel like loved and safe and seen,
strong
and very like a good foundation, because like the foundation that they receive in church, they will build on for the rest of their life, whatever it is.
Disclaimer, not a cop out to not parent them at home or teach them the Bible at home either, by the way. No. Happening? What's being done at church is on top of what you're teaching them at home.
Yes, but the experiences that they have at church will help shape their view of church for the rest of their life.
Yes.
So if it's a good experience,
because don't forget, a lot of this was because you had a negative. Like a lot of what we went through, was because you had negative experience at this place, right? So it is it's coming full circle.
Kind of, but like not at this age.
It is.
But from a young age,
Correct.
them having positive, safe, fun interactions and times at church will make them want to come back.
Yeah.
And so like I help in the preschool ministry. I love it. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to like serve. And that is like what we talk about all the time is like giving them and I'm not just saying that we just like, have cookies and play games all the time. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we are helping lay the foundation of biblical knowledge, and like teaching them how much God loves them, X, Y, and Z. But establishing those like truths and foundations and joyful experiences keeps them coming back. And in the same fold, like if you go to a church that doesn't put any emphasis on the children and how important that is, then that will have the opposite impact,
Correct.
And like I said, regardless of whether it's a positive or a negative experience, like that's what you build on. So,
that's what's going to stick with them forever.
Yeah. So I'd say that. And then location, you have to think about location.
It is a thought. Yes.
No, it's not a thought. It's important.
It is important. Yes.
It's important. Like you can be 30 plus minutes from your church.
But you need to know why it's important. You just need to make sure you explain why. It's not because you drive it's not because it's conveniently 5 minutes from the church or from your house, right?
No, but
that's not why.
It's because the people that you're doing life with
correct
should be also from the area that the church is in. Usually. Do you have some outliers that drive more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Yes. But as a general rule, part of the reason that we wanted to stick with First Baptist is because we knew that we were going to be more likely to say yes to lunch after church.
Yeah.
Say yes to a sporadic Tuesday night hang. Say yes to a random Saturday morning something. If it was, X amount of miles, X amount of minutes away from us, other than us trying to make something work in a church 45 minutes away. That's hard.
Because it can be done.
It can.
But it's tough.
But if you want real community of people that know you, that you do life with, not just on Sundays, they need to be like close to you, vicinity wise. That's just reality. Like, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I think it can be done. You can do it.
I think it's hard. I think
it's definitely hard, but it can be done.
I just don't know how long you would want to keep that up.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that that's sustainable long term.
I can tell you right now, we have roughly 50 people in our small group. That's like husbands and wives combined. I don't know of one. We could be at anyone's house within 20 to 25 minutes. 25 minutes.
I don't think we gotta go 25.
25 minutes is the furthest.
I don't even know who's 25.
Moody. That'd be the furthest.
I ain't 25.
22, 20, 22.
20.
Okay.
I get there in 20.
So 20 minutes. We're literally 20 minutes is the furthest we drive. We could be at anybody's house in our entire small group, right? Of 50 people. So the location does matter.
It does
who
matter.
you're going to do life with. But yeah, we'll wrap up. I don't want to linger too long. I'll forget something. We've blabbered it. But I think this has been good. I think that hopefully he's giving you some backstory on kind of our marriage and like
just like some
up to
high
this point.
points, like of why you want a church, the importance of we didn't touch a ton on this, like why it's important, but the importance of the two of you finding a church together. And
I'm just gonna tell you right now, we're gonna talk about this a little more next week because we have not covered what I wanted to cover. Totally. Like this is just like, again, we've kind of laid a foundation and showed you. But again, this is the very beginning of Cultivated, right? I want you to hear the foundations and the bases and for us to come back on in 5 years and you can listen to a show if you're new and be like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense, right? Why they're so passionate about this. Because this is one area that we screwed up bad early on in marriage. And I really want to
didn't make it a priority.
Yeah, we just didn't make it a priority. And so I want to make sure that like, if we can help anybody with that in the future, we can help avoid that. And even if you are not newly married, but you're looking for a church or you're not in church, like these are steps to help you figure that out and help you get there together.
Yeah.
Biblically sound, got to check it. Look at the pastor. Does he check out? Yes, he's a human. He's not perfect, right? But he should be embodying. There should be fruit of his labor. And he is called to a different standard. It just, like it or not, it is, right? You're a leader in the church. You're called to a different standard. So you got to look at that, in my opinion. And again, this is just my opinion. It's not scripturally backed. It's just what we've done and what I believe in. And then three, like I am going to start looking at some people in the church at that point. Like what are there fruits of people inside the church?
Yeah.
Not everyone. Guys, there's a lot of people in our church, 3,000 members in a church. There's a lot of people there that you're lucky if they just show up on Sundays, right? There's a lot of people there that show up on Sundays every week, but they have nothing further than that. And again, that's not me judging them. It's just the fact of the matter. You can't have, statistically, you can't have that many people and have 3,000 people actually bought in. Like full on diving in, like let's grow deeper theological backgrounds and relationships. It's just not happening. So you do have to look at that. And again, no one's perfect, but you need to just look and say, from a sense of like, okay, well, what is this person doing wrong? Look and say, okay, are the people showing fruit and bearing fruit? If there are, can I align with those people? If I can align with those people and I can bear fruit, then there you go. Because again, you're in it to grow yourself and to grow your relationship. Because when you grow your relationship, then you can go tell others and reach others better. So that's like intro into how to find a church, right? We'll talk about it again next week and talk more about what Savannah said of finding it together, being on the same page. Because, and man, kids throw a whole different ball game in there. Kids throw, especially different age groups, throw a whole different thing in there. But anything glaring you think we missed that we should like tie up with?
I think so.
I think that gives you a good understanding of kind of our first 4 or 5 years of marriage. We're going on 6, by the way. Can you believe that?
I know.
And it's going to be crazy. 6 years. And what a journey it's been. We've learned a lot. We've got a lot more to learn, but I'm excited and thankful for where we've come. I'm excited for where we're going. I'm excited for how we're going to get there. I'm excited for the people around us. If we can help, please reach out and let us know. If you're local, hey, come to church with us. Come hang out, right? I would love to see you there. We are literally our whole purpose is like, let's grow the kingdom, right? And you see people wear the shirts around like make heaven crowded.
Yeah.
Like that's a very good slogan to follow. Make heaven crowded. So what can we do to help you get there? But I am super thankful for each and every one of you. Thankful for the support of the new show. I couldn't be more happy doing it. I'm excited to see where it goes and what we get into. It's a crazy point in life where we're starting this. I do have really big plans and really big future for it. I am excited to get there, but again, we're just laying the foundation. Young kids, we're doing so hard. It just, man, life is life in right now for sure. But nothing to complain about. I'm literally too blessed to complain about anything. So anyway, guys, you got anything to leave it? Or are you done?
I think we're
signing
good.
off.
I think we're signing off.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. If we can ever help you, reach out and let us know. Thank you for listening. We could not do it without you. Leave us a big 5-star rating review if you do it. Enjoy it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching it out there. And give us a big like there as well. But without any further ado, guys, that's going to wrap this episode up. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll catch you here on the next one.